and welcome to Voice of Aroha, Wellington Access Radio 106.1 FM. My name's Aarthi and I'm here with my amazing co-host Rem. How are you doing today, Rem?
It's a bit cold today, but I'm really excited for this interview.
Yeah. Me too. Today we are here with the lovely Adriana, and she is an empathetic, motivated and passionate Colombian wahine living in Aotearoa, New Zealand. She studied science and psychology in New Zealand and finance and business administration in Colombia. She has over 14 years' experience working with vulnerable communities in rural and urban areas. She is currently working with marginalised communities in Wellington, supporting them to make dramatic changes in their lives. She is an active and social person who enjoys building relationships with people from all different backgrounds, cultures and diversity, as well as being in nature and travelling. How are you doing today, Adriana?
Pretty good. Thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation and happy to be here.
That's amazing. We're so excited to have you in the studio today. Would you mind telling us a bit about yourself and your background and what brought you here?
Yes, of course. I'm Kira, ko Adriana toko ingoa. I don't know, I'm a wahine, I'm a queer, I'm a woman who just come to this country to enjoy life, to change my life. I've been here almost 6 years. And it's been amazing, just life-changing actually. In Colombia I was doing something very different that I'm doing currently, even though I'm always caring about, people, working always with people. It's been like different careers. In Colombia, I study business and finance, and I was working for banks during, like 8-10 years there. So, I decided to move to New Zealand because, many reasons, unfortunately, so many difficulties in Colombia in the security aspects and safety. So unfortunately I have to move, and I always like traveling and knowing other countries, other places. So I moved here with my partner in that time, and it was fantastic moving to New Zealand. I always wanted to be here, even though many people don't really know what is New Zealand. What is that? I actually knew a little bit, and I wanted to be here. So. Totally. It was really nice. Can
I ask, what's your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Oh, I have so many places in mind. But I love the South Island. Milford Sound is my favorite. And in the north, Coromandel, of course. But I love traveling. I love hiking, especially. So I've been doing some hiking around. So
that's super cool. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you're doing so many things right now. What is something that motivates you? That is your drive to do all these works?
Yes, definitely. Well, as I was telling you, in Colombia, I studied something very different, and here I have the opportunity to start again, really, in every aspect in my life. So I decided to do something that I always wanted to do, which was studying psychology. So I started studying psychology as soon as I get my residency. And, all the possibilities were there for me to do it. So I was just like, okay, I need to do that. I always was passionate about mental health and self-development. So I was really happy to actually do it, and I just graduated last month, which was so fantastic. Cool. And I'm working in a beautiful organization that help people who really need that, and
That's so nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. What have been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced doing all of your incredible mahi?
Oh, every day is a challenge, really. Really. We deal with lots of issues. Mental health wise is something that we really need support. And I wish we can get more support for mental health workers, nurses, for counselors. We really need it. So sometimes, I feel even though this country is so beautiful and has everything we need, we need more support with mental health. So yeah, we see people, people that I work with, it's people who actually don't have, many times, they don't have a roof. They don't have IDs, things that sometimes we say like everyone has it. No, it's not like that. For them it's like that. So it's every day this challenge to get food for them, get into GP, mental health. So
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that. So like for us, especially like growing up, or like just deciding, what do I want to do? What do I want to do next? Things like that. And what career do I want to pursue, right?
Yes.
So for you personally, like what did you, like when did you know that you wanted to be a social worker?
Well, first of all, I'm not a social worker. I work doing social work, which, it's a beautiful job, really. And I always wanted to do, I don't know, even when I was in the high school, I was fighting for the rights of my colleagues, my other classmates. And I was always passionate about this, but my biggest passion is psychology, and so thanks to that, was able to work in this mahi. So I think all my life I wanted to do that. Actually, since I was little, I wanted to study psychology, but in Colombia, you don't have the. Not always you have the opportunities to study what you really want to. Sometimes it's what you have to, So actually I choose studying administration and finance because it was just easy for money, something that I can get money quick and actually work and study at the same time. I was working full-time and studying full-time, so it was like very challenging. And here you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. And like even change careers. That was a big issue back in Colombia. Here it was like, okay, I can change my career, I can study something that I really like it, and
You've touched on this a little bit, but what is your why? What is your reason that you wake up every single morning and want to create this incredible, meaningful change that you do?
Wow, that's a big question.
It's a big question.
Yes, well, I guess it's a few of them. I guess first of all, my family is the most important for me. I have my mom and my little brother who are my world. And of course, I wanted to be with them and give the best for them, for myself as well, because, I want to always like self-developing and get, some knowledge and improve every day if it's possible. It's really hard sometimes. But that's the idea. And trying to give back what I've been receiving, just the way to be here actually for me is a big deal. And I'm being very grateful to this country. I think Aotearoa is giving me beautiful opportunities. And I just really want to just give back what I've been receiving in all my life.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Nice. Like that's like so cool. And with all like your motivation, there will be like some days where you feel less motivated, or there will be some day where you're like having a difficult time, things like that, right? Like how often do you face those like challenging times?
Well, life is not like that. Life is in up and downs every time. So we try to, get as much as you can from what is out there. Sometimes we close our minds and is only about what we have in our minds and ruminates, and that's when you get down, when you just think over and over again of the same issue, but we don't see further. So one of the things that I try to do when I'm, unmotivated or depressed, which it happens, often, it can happen, like even when I arrived to this country, I have the biggest dreams in my life. I got into a very big depression during months and months. But one thing that I done to get out from that depression was decide or think why brought me to this country? Why I'm here just lock myself in my room crying every day when I have all this beautiful country on my hands, I can do anything. So I traveled to the South Island and by myself, and I traveled there for 2 weeks, and it was incredible. Even though I didn't speak any English in that time, it was very challenging. But it was the only thing that really motivated me to do that. And currently what I'm trying to do is just, trying to go to the gym, do some yoga, share with friends. I have such a beautiful friends here that are incredible. They are my whānau. I don't have my family here. All of them are back in Colombia, but I have friends who are my family now.
I love that. Friends are your family now. That's really sweet. Can I ask, where do you see yourself in, let's say, 5 years? What are your next steps?
So I just finished my undergrad in science and psychology and wanted to keep studying, of course. Well, it's not like I really want to because it's very challenging.
Definitely.
But I think I need more knowledge to be able to help myself and help others. So I'm planning to enroll myself in a postgrad in counseling and probably continue with psychology as well. So the idea in 5 years is finishing that. It's gonna take me a few years. And probably create like maybe have some one-to-one counseling for people that are there. And especially I would like to do maybe some group activities, like counseling activities, but in group who that can provide some help for queer people, queer community, people, gender minorities. Some of the things that I am very passionate about that too. And like especially with movements or dancing, which is very much part of my background in Colombia. I mean, no background, but it's part of myself as a Colombian, I guess. So I just wanted to use some of these kind of natural skills with dancing and things like that, but get some knowledge as well.
That's really cool. Actually, that leads us to our next question. It's a bit long, so bear with me. It says, what's one moment you're proud of, either something you have achieved or feeling proud as a person on this earth, or perhaps as a woman, a Cambodian, and a New Zealander?
Well, big question. I think just recently that I graduated, actually, I wasn't even thinking about do the graduation ceremony, but I wanted to do that just because I wanted to celebrate myself, that I arrived to this country without English, like zero. Without my family, that I've been alone, let's say alone, but luckily I've been having friends, but I could achieve something that I always wanted to do that I remember when I was little, I always wanted to study this, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do that, and secondly, my second language, when, it's been really hard to actually learn the language after so many years when you are just old already. So so finish my undergrad was very positive for me. I feel very good and feel that also the mahi that I'm doing right now in somehow makes some change in people's life, and also do it doing this study as well in somehow helped me as well internally. You know, like I was very depressed in the past and unmotivated and really hard for me. But actually, the studies helped me in somehow to, you know, learn about myself and improve in somehow a little bit.
I love that. That's so cool. You're so inspiring.
Thank you.
Can I ask, what is the best piece of advice that someone has given you, and what was it?
Okay. Wow. I think I remember when I arrived to Aotearoa, I arrived 3 months later on. My partner and I, we split out, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? You know, kind of all my dreams were like out, and I couldn't find myself out. And actually, I was planning to get out from this country. And actually, her was the one that told me, you should stay and do what you need to do here. And that was a really good advice because I actually did what I wanted to do. Like, it's not about who I was with, it's about myself, you know, and dream, you know, like never stop dreaming. Whatever you put in your mind, you are able to do that. You are a capable person who are able to do anything.
Yeah, actually, like you've already kind of like said it. As we're running out of time, like we'd love to chat with you more. But as our last question, you also touched on a bit. So what lesson, advice, and wisdom do you have for our audience? If you have one message, what would it be?
Yes. Well, definitely is never stop dreaming. I think anything you put in your mind, you are able to do that. Especially like any age as well. Sometimes we think, oh, as a kid, we want to do this, and then we are adults and our life changed and it's so difficult, so we just decided not to pursue it our dreams. No, please, never stop doing that. And be authentic, be yourself. Sometimes, especially myself, for example, coming to a country like this, which is very different from what I was used to, and different language, different way of living. You know, like we sometimes trying to be what we supposed to be here, but sometimes we forget where we coming from or who we are. You know, like our roots. So never stop. Never stop believing that you can do anything and be authentic, be yourself.
I love that. Be authentic. Thank you so much, Adriana, for coming in today and talking to us. Thank you to our amazing listeners. Be sure to check us out on all our social medias below, and see you later. Good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.